Welcome back to Mettle Labs. I'm Clay Gregory, COO of Metalworks Behavior Health, and I got a special guest with me today, brother Big Flock. What's up with
What's
you,
up?
babe?
How y'all doing?
All right, chilling, man. So, it goes without saying, you are well respected in the community out here, um, and your reputation
Mm,
precedes you in music, brother.
yes, sir.
But
Thank you.
what other areas were you a star in before music?
Um, Before music,
Uh huh.
I was a star getting in trouble, unfortunately.
Okay, okay.
Um, I ain't really had like no sports dreams, stuff like that. I left that like in when I was still doing Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
Um, Only other thing I really was into was really like fashion, really clothes. I always
Okay.
been into like the newest things or the stuff that come out before, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, before it get pop into the world type
Okay.
stuff.
All right. So you kind of almost had like a eye or a sense to see stuff before it kicked off. Who'd you
Absolutely.
get that skill from?
Um, I want to say probably my granddaddy.
Okay.
Yeah, my granddad had a keen eye to like just automatically knowing what's gonna be the next thing up.
That's what's up, man. Who'd you grow up with in the house?
My granddaddy, my mom.
Okay. All right. Your grandfather, is he still living?
No, he passed away. Passed away when he was like 98.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Thank you.
He was 98?
Yeah, he was 98.
Wow. Okay. So he lived a good long life. What
Hmm.
type of man was
Just too cool. You know what I'm saying? Like once when he had died, I don't even think I was a teenager yet.
he? Okay.
So I was still young, but you know what I'm saying. Growing up, he was already old. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But it was
Yeah.
just he wasn't like the old people that's walking around with no cane or on a wheelchair or nothing like that. He
Yeah.
was walking like.
Wow. That's
Walk
what's
up to
up.
the store, go get a
Yeah.
newspaper, go do whatever you want to do for real. Couldn't tell him nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that he taught you?
Uh,
Of course, fashion was one thing.
yeah, I mean, he just told me not to take no lip. You know what I'm saying? Don't take
Mm,
nothing from nobody, cause he not going for it. You know
that's
what I'm
what's
saying?
up.
So
Yeah.
he just told me how to just really be stern. You know what I'm saying? Be
Okay.
strict. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like stuff like that.
And how do you like in regards to like your music and your representation of like your generation of folks, like how did he bless you to influence that?
I can't even really say he did that, cause when he was still living, I ain't know nothing about music like that
Mm,
yet. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? I really pretty much like walked my way into it, really. You know,
Got you.
and like I said, like I was already getting in trouble, so it was like
Got
music
you.
was the only what's the word I'm looking for? Like the outlook I could do.
Outlet.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Outlet, exactly.
Yeah.
The only
Okay.
thing I could really do for real, for real.
Okay. Do you have a sense of like, so you mentioned like when you were young, you got into a lot of trouble.
Mm.
Do you have a sense of like, well, let me ask, what type of trouble? Was it like mischievous stuff? Was it like talking back? Was it like, what type of stuff was
I mean, it just gradually got worse. You know what I'm
it?
saying?
Okay.
Like once I was in a I guess a position to where as though I could get away with it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It just made me think I could get away with this and this
Mm,
and this. So it just kept making me go down the darker path, really.
got you.
You know what I'm saying? It started out with just little mischievous stuff, but then it started turning to real deal crimes. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So your grandfather, he passed.
Mm.
How old were you when he passed?
I want to say maybe like 9 or 10, maybe.
Okay. So yeah, you were little.
Mm.
Were you getting in trouble when he was in your life, or was it like kind of after he?
It was pretty much really out of your path. I mean, in school, like, I was a class clown, but
Yeah.
it wasn't never really nothing too serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like once he passed,
Yeah.
yeah, it just went downhill after that.
Okay.
Mm.
Would you? It was it kind of a gradual process. So for after he passed,
Mm.
because what I heard you say is it was your mom, it was your grandfather.
Mm.
He was larger than life in your household.
For sure.
Naturally, sound
Mm.
like, and then there was a period in your life where you were getting in trouble, and you also mentioned that it's like um, after he passed, was it gradual or was it like it's like not too late after he passed? Was it like a whole lot of trouble you got into?
Uh, it was, I would say, gradual, because like I said, I was still young. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So like I probably ain't start getting to like serious trouble maybe till I turned like maybe like 14, 13, 14, stuff like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Would man, it's funny because like my grandfather, uh he lived to be like 90,
Mm.
and like when I was young, he had like Alzheimer's,
Mm.
was dementia,
Mm.
and so like I got into like high school and stuff, you know, our conversations were real limited. It was really just kind of, how you doing, Grandpa? And he'd say, how you doing? It wasn't a lot, but I don't remember us having like a lot of like long conversations back and forth. But I just remember the dude. He was really well dressed. He ate good for himself, you know, and to be in his 80s, you know, he was in relatively good shape. And in my mind, like, I still can picture like this. I can picture his strength and like what he represented. Do you have kids?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What you know, when you think of the type of father that you are or you want to be, like how do the memories of your grandfather, how does that impact your view of that?
I mean, my granddad, he took care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't even like my mother's father. Like, that was her granddaddy too. You know what I'm saying? So
I love it.
it was a whole bunch of generations that he done took care of. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? So it's like, to watch him take care of so many people and with nothing, like, not ask for nothing in return. Like, he'll give you any and everything. You know what I'm saying? For his grandkids, his kids, whatever. So it's like, I always wanted to make sure whenever I do have kids, they could get that same thing from me. Anything you want to get from me, and I ain't talking about just material. You know what I'm saying? As far as knowledge, as far as just whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the provider to give you all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What motivates you to do what you do?
Stay out of jail.
I love that. Yeah.
Man, staying out of jail for real. Like,
Okay.
jail took a lot of my grown years, and I feel like it kind of stepped me back a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew how to be so much manly when it came to street business and jail business and stuff like that, but when it came to actually being a real man in the streets, and I'm talking about like basic stuff, like getting a driver's license, you know what I'm saying, having good credit, you know what I'm saying, like getting stuff in my name so I could build the credit, like stuff like that. Like, I'm just now getting into that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying. Like, I still don't have a license at this age right now, you know what I'm saying. Like, so it's like, I feel like now I'm just trying to live up to my age, really. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just live up to exactly what a 33-year-old man is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, and because I got a couple years on you, about 20 years older than you, and it's I tell Henley and I tell his older brother all the time, you know, do the best you can to not create too much debt or injury or you lose too much during your 20s, you know, because really for black men, life really just begins when you're in your 30s. Like, so to hear the answer that you're giving at 33, and it's like you now, where when you're young, you're chasing a lot of stuff that's out there that is not really going to create like a long-term benefit.
Absolutely.
But the things that I'm hearing you talk about, you know, even those mundane things like getting a driver's license, like that gets to a point of quality of living. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, at 33, like, you know, where do you want to see yourself when you're 40?
To be honest, that's a great question, because I didn't have no plan to make it to 30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
So that's why I feel like I'm freestyling for real with life, for real. I didn't think I was going to make it this far.
Yeah. What you know, piggybacking on that question, where you going to be when you're 60?
Said hopefully a granddaddy or something.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take care of my family.
Yeah. We do the Back Then When podcast. Me and two stand-up gentlemen, pretty regular. We've been doing those, and one of my big pushes on there is to get brothers to visualize themselves one day being a grandfather.
Right.
You know, because that's when you really can drop those jewels to your family. You know.
Right.
You know, there's a saying that says that when an adult reaches between, like, say 40 and 60, that's when he is at his optimal ability of being an earner and, you know, of having your influence in the world out there. And, you know, it goes without saying, especially in our community, a lot of our brothers ain't living, and they haven't set themselves up so that between their age of 40 and 60, that they can really make that difference for their family.
For sure.
Yeah. So just to hear you saying that you got an eye looking at being a grandfather, man, that's valuable.
Mm.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about what's some of the what's the plan with the music now? Like, what's the next steps on it?
Um, to be honest, like now, I'm really just focusing on like my actual life outside of
Okay.
being an entertainer.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like really just getting to know myself and learn myself more and more. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to do stuff that help me love myself. You know what I'm saying? And do stuff that help me be a better version of myself.
Okay.
Instead of just being an entertainer or being everything that everybody else want me to be. You know what I
I
mean?
like that. What's the best way to go about that? Like, what have you found is the best way to tackle that?
Pray.
Okay. All right.
Pray. Yeah.
Okay.
Pray for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Better judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Try to stay away. I try my best to stay away from people as much as I can because I'm really not like that. I really don't really like people that much. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really like the mind. You know what I'm saying? Or what be on people's mind.
Gotcha.
I feel like a lot of that energy and stuff like that travels to others. You know what I'm saying? If they stick around it. So just being just by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever heard the saying, if you can't change the people around you, then you should change the people around you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you get what that means?
Yeah, if you can't change them and make them be a better person, you need to go ahead and change your circle to more people that could better you. You know?
Yeah. And the idea of applying it, right? Because that gets to another thing of like when you're I want to call it the cultivation of the human being. You know, part of that process is you. I don't know if you ever seen that thing. It's called the hierarchy of needs. You ever seen that?
I don't think so.
We'll pop one on in this video, but basically what it is a pyramid, right? And at the bottom of the pyramid is like the basic things that a person needs to survive, which is going to be food, shelter, and things of that nature. And the next level up, it ends up being like work, and clothing. There's a section above that. But the top of the pyramid is something called self-actualization. And so what is self-actualization? It's the ability to have an idea of who you are and what you want to become. And then it has the ability, it boils down to the ability to be able to make that happen. Do you realize that you've been doing that in your life? Because the man that you are right now, there are quite a few young people who would dream of being Big Flop.
Yeah, I would think they need to dream on being a better them. Dreaming to be me, excuse me, to be me is not as good as it to seem on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Or when I'm smiling and doing all that, that ain't that for real, for real. My life is a crazy one for real, for real. You can probably write a couple books about it, but I wouldn't want nobody to pray for to be me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't want them to be a better version of themselves, or so somebody in a maybe a better light.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've used that power to become the big flock that everybody admires.
Right.
And I'm hearing you say that you've rechanneled, you resumed that focus in on becoming the next best version of yourself. And you're doing it for all the right reasons. You mentioned prayer being a centerpiece in your tool belt to you actualizing yourself being the family member and the man in the community that you dream and envision yourself being. How do you, because some days are going to be tougher than others, how do you stay encouraged and consistent in your approach towards your next evolution?
I say, because a lot of times I definitely slip up. You know what I'm saying? I definitely find myself going backwards when I'm trying to go forward. But I just think that like the main thing is just focus. You know what I'm saying? If you focus and just get everything else out the vision, you just got to lock in on that right there. And that's all I got to do is just wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, look at myself every day. You know what I'm saying? Look myself in the eyes and see what I want to be and see what I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's never never a time where you can't improve yourself. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I love it. I love it. Another question for you. So, your generation. I'm like I mentioned before. I'm a little older than you.
Mm.
We were probably the really slow on tattoos.
Mm.
And that you guys were that was your culture.
Mm.
How long have you had your tattoos?
Um, for a long time.
Right. Okay.
Long time. Probably since like a teenager.
Okay. And what's your relationship with your tattoos now? From tattoos that you got when you were younger.
Um, I mean, from the chin up, I wish I could go ahead and remove all these really. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
From the wrist down too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even really for job purposes or nothing like that. It's just
Yeah.
it was. I mean, it was really no need really. You know what I'm saying? You went right up on a Mona Lisa. You
Yeah.
feel me?
That's right. That's right. So your is there so if I'm hearing you correctly, is there any regret over any of them, or like what's how do you how do you use them as a tool of strength now that they're there?
I mean, now I use it as like a game of trickery for real, for real.
Okay.
People look at me and they see all this stuff on my face and think I ain't got no brain up in it. They think I'm just using my head for a hat rack. You know what I'm saying? So once they sit down and have a conversation with me or see that I ain't on no super gangster stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that I ain't get this to look tough, you know what I'm saying, or try to scare people. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like once they already assume what you are, then they finally get to talk to you, it give them a whole different outlook on you. So I be laughing at that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I get that, man. And truth be told, I think at least I know for many of my generation, you all have broken the mold, broken the barrier where there used to be a perception that somebody has a lot of tattoos, you could prejudge them, but now I mean you guys are some sharp and thorough dudes, man. So kudos on that level, man. So what do you do? What do you do to self-educate?
Self-educate. Well, right now, to be honest, I've been on Chat GBT.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been on that, just asking just random questions, just so I could. But like that's what I'm be chasing though. Like I chase knowledge for real, like from all different aspects, different age brackets, and different what the word I'm looking for, like wealth, the different, like if you talking to a rich man or you talking to a broke man, you feel what I'm saying? Like
That's right.
I just gained all the knowledge I could do. So I'm like a little sponge for real.
Yeah, I love it. You ever heard of Manus?
Manus, no.
Yeah, that's another chat. That one and Claude. I go between Chat GBT, Claude, and Manus. But with all of them, to be honest with you, like they all give you some good answers, and then every once in a while they give you some real bogus answers. Though, you ever experienced that as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Well, I wish I had more time to be able to learn a little bit more, man. I mean, but I thank you for your honesty, your candor, and man, this was a thorough interview, brother.
Appreciate you.
All right, hope we can do this again.
Absolutely.
Okay, my man.